Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'll be reviewing a pre-owned Chevy Silverado ZR2. These trucks are finally popping up on the used market, and well, depreciation, it exists. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with this truck. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Also, if you have any questions, just ask for Nick or Gage. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission, puts out 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So let's do a quick overview of the ZR2 Silverado. This is not quite a full-on Raptor competitor, but it is Chevy's top-of-the-line pickup truck that some people will compare to the Raptor. You've got this blacked out piece here in the center, which is pretty cool. They have this bumper designed with the cutout, so it's better for rock crawling. You've got skid plate protection underneath, you've got recovery points, and just generally speaking, an aggressive look. Also, you got the Chevy flow tie, which is cool. From the factory, 33-inch tall tires. So that's going to help with ground clearance. It's also going to help out with grip. And this is lifted from the factory just like a Trail Boss. And you can see it's got a cool stance front to rear. I mean, it's got that big, aggressive off-road truck appearance. And then, unlike the Raptor and the TRX, that again, some people will compare this to, this still uses leaf springs. So you can see leaf springs in the rear. We do have multi-matic shocks. You can't really see it. It's a multi-chamber system. I guess we'll see how those multi-matics perform on a used truck. But yeah, it's more of a traditional suspension setup with the Silverado ZR2. But overall, with the exterior, I would say it's a good looking pickup truck, and well, no pickup truck is complete without the bed. And you can see we've got protection and everything from the factory. So pretty standard setup. Tailgate's really light. And then this is cool. So we've got this interior that's designed to be easy to clean. So we got like the gray, the neon stitching is just for pizzazz. But same thing with the seats, small perforations, huge cab. I mean, you can fit a ton of stuff back there. It's very spacious. And then up front, that theme continues here. You can see with the seats, really cool. You can see a little bit of wear on the seat. Now, one downside about the ZR2 is the payload, 1438, so it's not the worst, but you know, it's a little bit lower for a half ton. Power adjustable steering wheel. You can see we've got a heads-up display, advanced four-wheel drive system. You got automatic lights and all of that. Steering wheel also, you can see a bit of wear with that. Pop her on. Full digital gauge cluster with the ZR2. And there's a quick look at that heads-up display. We have a camera rear view mirror. I'll pop up. 360 camera system as well. And this has a front and rear locking differential system. We've got dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats. And then this even has a sunroof. The rear window there, it's power with the glass, which is cool. So lots and lots of features. This truck brand new was about just over $70,000. Now this truck is 2 years old at this point. It's got about 23,000 miles, and the going price as a certified pre-owned truck, certified pre-owned does carry a little bit of a price premium over a regular pre-owned because you get the extended warranty and all that. But anyways, it's about $58,000. So for the price of a new Ford Ranger Raptor, you could get a Raptor-like pickup truck with a big 6.2 liter V8, and it's a full-size pickup truck, same price. Crazy. Again, you gotta love depreciation. Let's take it out. Well, cooled seat. Let us set off in this ZR2. I'm interested to see how these multi-matic shocks feel after a few miles. But let me know what other used trucks you guys, or not used trucks, but used vehicles in general you want to see with this series. I'm kind of just taking it one day at a time rather than fully kind of planning it out. I basically just look at dealership inventories, and I look at both their new and their used inventory, and if I see something like this on the used inventory that I think is cool and worth making a video, then that's kind of how I do it. But if you guys also want me to look for stuff that is tight, then I can do that as well. And for me, honestly, this series is going to be extremely helpful down the road because although I am not in the market for a car right now, you know, in the future I will be. And I think that the future for me is going to be used cars. I don't think that I'm going to be purchasing new stuff anymore because of the shift in the market and everything. I mean, it just makes logical sense. I mean, the last car that my wife and I just bought, well, I guess that Ineos was new, but the Land Cruiser, that was a pre-owned car, and yeah, I don't know. I'd rather buy stuff secondhand for a little bit less money. And that's what this is, right? Great power. And look at that, the lifters, they're still intact. I had to make the joke. I had to make the joke. Yeah, it drives well. And the 6.2 obviously has great power. Smooth ride. Yeah, the Multimatic shocks doesn't seem like there's any downside to what's happened here. Tires are a little bit noisier, but not bad. Yeah, so pretty much drives like new. So there's not really a downside from that perspective. Again, you see the wear in the interior with like the steering wheel, for example, and that's what confused me about this. You know, the trim they'll do like leather trim and stuff. I think that, you know, from my perspective, something that would make more sense for manufacturers is to do the synthetic. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys don't want that, but it seems to hold up better on the steering wheels. Or, you know, Toyota has that Softex material they use on their steering wheels and stuff, and it holds up pretty darn well over mileage. So I don't know, that's kind of my thought there. I think that would be the route to go. But other than that, I mean, the truck's held up pretty well. The seat does kind of, because the seats, the bolsters are so wide, it does kind of rub up against the side here, so when you adjust it, you get that little sound. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, of course it doesn't want to do it now. It makes kind of like a farting sound when you move the seat forward and backwards. I had to move the seat back a little bit. That's why I know. But I mean, that's not an actual issue. That's just a weird thing that you deal with. And then this stuff's held up really well. I thought this stuff would, and it has. And the seats seem like they've held up pretty well too. So yeah, most of it's just kind of, it's not actual issues, it's just, you know, how much wear and tear the surfaces show. Like the steering wheel, you look at this and you can definitely tell it's not a brand new steering wheel anymore, right? It's all shiny from the hand oils. But that's kind of what happens with leather trim. But the important stuff, right, the mechanical stuff, solid. And again, I've talked about this before, CPOV, you know, it's not for everyone, but sometimes that can be the best route to go, because you get a warranty. Sometimes it's just as good as brand new, or sometimes better, and you're not paying brand new prices for the vehicle. But the one downside about CPOV for some people can be the fact that you could get a better deal on a non-CPOV, but again, you don't get the warranty, right? It's kind of like the price you pay. Yeah, did not mean to skirt the tires, but it did a little bit. It's got power, guys. It's got power. So overall, used ZR2, interesting. It's good for me to see this. What I will say is, if I ever got a pickup truck, I'd probably get the ZR2, but I'd wait for like a diesel Bison. That's the one that I'd want to get if I were to pick up one of these. And so, man, think about that. That would be a cool pickup truck. I don't know if the diesel is going to depreciate as much as the 6.2 V8. Probably not. But man, if you could pick up a diesel Bison, you know, it's an $80,000 pickup truck, brand new, get it for like less than 60. That'd be pretty cool, I think. So let me know your thoughts. Oh, I guess the last thing I'll mention is, it seems like this so far, because I've driven Raptors at this mileage, this seems like it's holding up just as well as a Raptor in terms of how this truck drives and all of that. So I do see that as a pretty cool thing. I see that as a pretty good benefit. So we'll see how it does longer term with higher mileage. But if it holds up as well as a Raptor, then I think that it'd be in pretty good company for the people that are looking at stuff like this. But let me know your thoughts.